A young soccer fan is bullied for wearing a fake Cristiano Ronaldo jersey until Ronaldo himself shows up. The sun blazed overhead as 10-year-old Mateo sprinted across the dusty field in his small Portuguese village, his worn-out sneakers kicking up clouds of dirt with every step. His oversized soccer jersey flapped loosely around his thin frame, the faded number 7 barely visible beneath layers of frayed fabric. To anyone who looked closely, it was clear the jersey wasn't authentic. It was a cheap knockoff, stitched together by Mateo's mother from scraps she'd salvaged at the local market. But to Mateo, it was priceless. The hand-sewn Cristiano Ronaldo nameplate across the back made him feel like he belonged to something greater than himself. Every time he pulled it over his head, he imagined himself scoring goals in front of roaring crowds, just like his idol. "Pass it, Mateo," called out João, one of the older boys organizing a pickup game near the edge of town. Mateo grinned, dribbling the ball with surprising skill for someone so young. He weaved past defenders twice his size, his heart pounding with excitement as he lined up for a shot. With a swift kick, the ball soared into the makeshift net, a tattered fishing net strung between 2 crooked poles. "Yes!" Mateo shouted, throwing his arms into the air in celebration, but his joy was short-lived. "Nice goal for someone wearing a fake jersey," sneered Lucas, the self-proclaimed leader of the group. Tall and muscular for his age, Lucas had a knack for finding ways to make others feel small. "It's not fake!" Mateo protested, clutching the hem of his jersey defensively. "My mom made it for me," Lucas smirked, glancing around at the other kids for support. "Yeah, sure. That's why it looks like it came from a trash pile." "Ndee." A few of the older boys laughed, while others shifted uncomfortably, unsure whether to join in or defend Mateo. "Why don't you go play with the other rejects?" Lucas continued, shoving Mateo lightly, but enough to knock him off balance. "You don't belong here." Tears welled in Mateo's eyes as he stumbled backward, clutching the ball tightly to his chest. Without another word, he turned and ran, leaving the field behind. By the time he reached home, his cheeks were streaked with dirt and tears. His mother, Sophia, was hanging laundry in the backyard when she spotted him. "Mateo, what happened?" she asked, rushing over to kneel beside him. "They said my jersey is stupid," Mateo choked out, burying his face in her shoulder. "They said I don't belong." Sophia's heart ached as she hugged him tightly. She knew how much soccer meant to her son, and how much Cristiano Ronaldo inspired him. "Listen to me," she said firmly, tilting his chin upward so their eyes met. "This jersey isn't stupid. It's special because it came from love. Those boys don't understand that, but you do. Don't let them take that away from you." Mateo nodded reluctantly, though doubt lingered in his expression. Later that evening, Sophia posted a photo of Mateo in his handmade jersey on social media, captioning it, "Even dreams patched together with love deserve to shine. Ronaldo fan, never give up." She didn't expect the post to gain much attention. After all, they lived in a tiny village far removed from the glitz and glamour of professional sports. But within hours, the photo went viral, shared thousands of times by fans touched by its message. Among those who saw it was none other than Cristiano Ronaldo himself. Scrolling through his phone during a rare, quiet moment, Ronaldo paused when the image popped up on his feed. Something about the boy's wide-eyed determination and the homemade jersey bearing his name struck a chord deep within him. "That's incredible," Ronaldo murmured, showing the photo to his assistant. "Find out where this kid lives. I want to meet him." Meanwhile, back in the village, Mateo remained unaware of the storm brewing online or the life-changing surprise headed his way. For now, all he could think about was the sting of rejection and the fear of stepping onto the field again. But fate had other plans. The days following the incident at the field were some of the hardest for Mateo. He avoided going outside, retreating into the safety of his small room where posters of Cristiano Ronaldo adorned the walls. Each poster was a reminder of his dream, to one day play soccer like his idol. But now they felt more like taunts than inspiration. "Why even bother?" he muttered to himself one afternoon, staring at the ball sitting untouched in the corner. Sophia noticed the change in her son immediately. Once energetic and full of laughter, Matteo now seemed withdrawn, his usual spark dimmed by the weight of rejection. Determined to lift his spirits, she tried everything she could think of, cooking his favorite meals, reading bedtime stories, even inviting his cousins over for a visit. But nothing seemed to break through the wall he'd built around himself. One evening, as Matteo sat quietly on the couch flipping through channels, Sofia knelt beside him and placed a hand on his shoulder. "You know," she began gently, "Cristiano Ronaldo wasn't always famous. When he was your age, people doubted him too. They said he was too skinny, too poor, too different. But he didn't let their words stop him. Do you know why?" Matteo shrugged, avoiding her gaze. "Because he believed in himself," Sofia continued. "And because he had people who loved him, his family, his coaches, who reminded him that being different wasn't a weakness, it was a strength." Matteo looked up, his eyes glistening with unshed tears. "But what if I'm not strong enough?" "You are," Sofia said firmly. "You just have to keep believing, no matter what anyone else says." Though her words offered comfort, Matteo still struggled to shake off the humiliation he'd felt on the field. The thought of facing Lucas and the other boys again filled him with dread. Meanwhile, halfway across the world, Cristiano Ronaldo was putting plans into motion. After learning about Matteo's story, he reached out to his foundation team, instructing them to arrange a visit to the boy's village. "This isn't just about meeting him," Ronaldo explained during a call with his assistant. "It's about showing him and everyone else that dreams don't come from jerseys or money. They come from heart." Within days, preparations were underway. A private jet was chartered. Gifts were assembled, and local authorities were discreetly informed of the superstar's impending arrival. To ensure the moment remained authentic, Ronaldo insisted on keeping the visit a secret until the last possible second. Back in the village, excitement brewed among residents as rumors spread of an important visitor arriving soon. Though no one knew exactly who it was, speculation ran rampant, with some guessing it might be a politician or celebrity. On the morning of the visit, Sofia received a mysterious phone call asking her to bring Matteo to the local community center later that afternoon. Confused but intrigued, she agreed, unaware of the surprise awaiting them. When they arrived, the building was eerily quiet. "Are you sure this is the right place?" Matteo asked, clutching his mother's hand nervously. Before Sofia could respond, the doors swung open, and a familiar figure stepped inside. "Hello, Matteo," Cristiano Ronaldo said with a warm smile, extending his hand. Matteo froze, his jaw dropping in disbelief. For a moment, he thought he might be dreaming. Is this real?" he stammered, his voice barely above a whisper. "It's real," Ronaldo replied, kneeling down to meet his gaze. "I heard about your jersey and your passion for soccer. I wanted to meet you in person." Tears streamed down Matteo's face as he hugged Ronaldo tightly, overwhelmed by emotion. "I can't believe you're here," he managed to say. Ronaldo chuckled softly, ruffling Matteo's hair. "Of course I'm here. Fans like you inspire me every day." As the initial shock wore off, Ronaldo invited Matteo and Sofia to sit down for a chat. Over the next hour, he shared stories from his own childhood, how he'd faced similar doubts and challenges growing up in Madeira, how his family had supported him through tough times, and how he'd learned to use criticism as fuel for success. "You've got something special, Matteo," Ronaldo said earnestly. "Don't ever let anyone tell you otherwise." To further drive the point home, Ronaldo presented Matteo with a gift, a brand new official Portugal national team jersey, complete with his name and number stitched on the back. "This one's for you," Ronaldo said with a grin. "But remember, it's not the jersey that makes the player, it's the heart wearing it." Matteo clutched the jersey to his chest, tears streaming down his face once again. "Thank you," he whispered, his voice trembling with gratitude. But Ronaldo wasn't finished yet. After the private meeting, he surprised the entire village by organizing a public event at the same field where Matteo had been bullied. Dozens of children gathered, wide-eyed and starstruck, as Ronaldo stepped onto the pitch. "Today," he announced, addressing the crowd, "we're playing for Matteo because he reminds us all that true champions aren't defined by what they wear or who doubts them, but by their courage to keep going." As the impromptu match began, Matteo took his place on the field alongside Ronaldo, his confidence slowly returning with each pass and goal. Even Lucas, who had mocked him days earlier, approached sheepishly to apologize. "I'm sorry for what I said," Lucas admitted, looking genuinely remorseful. "Your jersey's awesome. You're awesome." Matteo smiled faintly, accepting the apology with grace. By the end of the game, the once hostile group of boys had transformed into teammates, cheering for Matteo as he scored the winning goal. And standing on the sidelines, Ronaldo watched with pride, not just for Matteo, but for the entire community coming together to celebrate resilience and kindness. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the field, Ronaldo gathered the children for one final announcement. The air buzzed with excitement, but Matteo stood quietly off to the side, still processing everything that had happened. "Matteo!" Ronaldo called, motioning for him to join the group. "Come here, there's something I need to say." Matteo hesitated, his heart pounding as he stepped forward. "Today was about more than just soccer," Ronaldo began, his voice steady yet filled with emotion. "It was about showing you and everyone here that kindness, courage, and belief can overcome anything. Even when people doubt you, even when life feels unfair, never stop fighting for your dreams." He paused, glancing at Sophia, who watched from the sidelines with tears in her eyes. "But there's something else I want to do for Matteo and for this community." With that, Ronaldo revealed his plan. He would fund the construction of a state-of-the-art soccer field in the village, complete with proper goals, floodlights, and training equipment. Additionally, he announced the creation of a scholarship program designed to support young athletes like Matteo, providing resources and opportunities for them to pursue their passions. "This field isn't just for today," Ronaldo explained. "It's for tomorrow, for every child who dreams of greatness. And Matteo, you'll be the first recipient of the scholarship. Your determination inspires me, and I believe in you." The crowd erupted into cheers, parents hugging their children tightly as tears flowed freely. For Matteo, however, the moment felt surreal. I don't know what to say," he stammered, looking up at Ronaldo with wide eyes. "You don't have to say anything," Ronaldo replied with a smile. "Just keep playing, keep dreaming, and remember, no matter how hard things get, you're never alone." But just as the celebration reached its peak, an unexpected twist unfolded, one that deepened the emotional impact of the day. A local journalist approached Ronaldo, microphone in hand, eager to capture the story for national news. As cameras rolled, she asked a question that caught everyone off guard. "What made you decide to come here today? Was it just because of Matteo's jersey?" Ronaldo hesitated, his expression softening as memories flooded back. "To be honest," he admitted, his voice tinged with vulnerability, "it reminded me of my own childhood. When I was growing up, we didn't have much. My first pair of cleats were hand-me-downs, and my jerseys weren't always perfect, but they meant everything to me because they represented hope, a chance to prove myself." He turned to Matteo, placing a hand on his shoulder. "When I saw Matteo's jersey, I saw myself. I saw a kid who loves this game more than anything, despite having so little. And I wanted to remind him and everyone watching that your circumstances don't define you. Your heart does." The crowd fell silent, moved by the sincerity in Ronaldo's words. For many, it was a powerful reminder that even global superstars face struggles, and that success is often born from resilience. Later that evening, as the festivities wound down, Ronaldo pulled Matteo aside for a quiet conversation. "There's one last thing I want to give you," he said, handing him a small envelope. Inside was an invitation to attend a week-long training camp at Ronaldo's academy in Portugal. "This is your chance to train with some of the best coaches in the world," Ronaldo explained. "I'll make sure your mom comes too. Consider it my way of saying thank you for reminding me why I started playing soccer in the first place." Matteo's knees buckled as he sank to the ground, overwhelmed by gratitude. "I'll work harder than anyone," he promised, his voice shaking. "I won't let you down." "I know you won't," Ronaldo replied, pulling him into a tight embrace. As fireworks lit up the night sky to mark the end of an unforgettable day, Matteo realized something profound. Ronaldo hadn't just given him a jersey or a scholarship, he'd given him a renewed sense of purpose. And for the first time in days, Matteo felt truly unstoppable. The weeks following Ronaldo's visit transformed Matteo's life in ways he never imagined. News of the soccer star's generosity spread far beyond the village, drawing attention from media outlets across the globe. Photos of Matteo and Ronaldo training together on the newly built field went viral, inspiring countless young fans to pursue their dreams despite adversity. For Matteo, the experience was nothing short of magical. At Ronaldo's academy in Portugal, he trained alongside some of the most talented young players in the world, absorbing lessons not just about soccer, but about discipline, teamwork, and perseverance. Every morning, he woke up with a sense of purpose, determined to make the most of the opportunity Ronaldo had given him. "You're improving every day," one of the coaches remarked during a practice session. "Keep this up, and you'll go far." Matteo beamed with pride, though he knew the real credit belonged to Ronaldo and to his mother, who had sacrificed so much to keep his dreams alive. During a break in training, Ronaldo sat down with Matteo for another heart-to-heart conversation. "How are you feeling?" Ronaldo asked, handing him a bottle of water. "Like I'm living a dream," Matteo replied honestly. "But sometimes I wonder, why me? There are so many other kids out there who need help too." Ronaldo smiled, his eyes reflecting years of wisdom and experience. "Because you reminded me of something important," he said. "Kindness starts with one person. If we can change one life, that ripple effect can touch thousands more. You're not just representing yourself, Matteo. You're representing everyone who believes in the power of dreams." Tears welled in Matteo's eyes as he processed Ronaldo's words. For the first time, he understood the magnitude of what had happened, not just for him, but for the entire community. When Matteo returned home after the training camp, he found the village unrecognizable. The new soccer field had become a hub of activity, bustling with children practicing drills, families watching matches, and local coaches hosting free clinics. Even Lucas, once a bully, had taken on a leadership role, mentoring younger kids and encouraging them to play with kindness and respect. Matteo wasted no time joining in, stepping onto the field with a newfound confidence. His skills had improved dramatically, thanks to the rigorous training at Ronaldo's academy. But it was his attitude that truly stood out. He played with humility, always willing to pass the ball or lend a helping hand to teammates. One afternoon, as the sun set over the field, Sophia approached Matteo with a proud smile. "Look at you," she said softly, her voice thick with emotion. "You've grown so much. Not just as a player, but as a person." Matteo hugged her tightly, grateful for everything she had done to support him. "It's because of you, Mom," he said, "and Ronaldo. Without both of you, none of this would have been possible." Word of Matteo's progress reached Ronaldo, who remained deeply invested in the boy's journey. Through video calls and messages, he continued offering guidance, reminding Matteo to stay grounded and focused on his goals. "You're going to face challenges," Ronaldo warned during one call. "People will try to bring you down again. But remember, champions aren't defined by how many times they fall. They're defined by how many times they get back up." Matteo nodded, committing those words to memory. Months later, Ronaldo returned to the village for the official inauguration of the soccer field, now named Campo dos Sonhos, Field of Dreams. Hundreds of people gathered to celebrate, including Matteo's teammates, neighbors, and even reporters from international news outlets. Standing before the crowd, Ronaldo addressed the audience with a mix of humility and pride. "When I first heard Matteo's story," he began, "I saw a reflection of my own struggles, the doubts, the sacrifices, the moments when giving up seemed easier than pushing forward. But Matteo reminded me of something fundamental, that dreams are worth fighting for. And today, this field stands as a testament to that belief." He turned to Matteo, gesturing for him to join him on stage. "This young man is proof that resilience and kindness can change the world," Ronaldo continued. "He's already inspired millions, and I have no doubt he'll continue to inspire millions more. As the crowd erupted into applause, Matteo stepped forward, clutching a microphone nervously. "I don't know if I'll ever be as good as Cristiano Ronaldo," he admitted, his voice trembling slightly, "but I promise to work hard every single day to honor the opportunities he's given me, and I hope that someday I can pay it forward to help others the way he's helped me." Tears streamed down Sophia's face as she watched her son speak with such maturity and gratitude. After the ceremony, Ronaldo pulled Matteo aside for a private moment. "You've got a big heart, Matteo," he said, placing a hand on his shoulder. "Never lose that. The world needs more people like you." Matteo nodded, hugging Ronaldo tightly. "Thank you," he whispered, "for everything." As Ronaldo prepared to leave, Matteo stood on the field, gazing up at the stars. He thought about all the challenges he'd faced, the bullying, the self-doubt, the fear of failure, and realized how far he'd come. But most importantly, he realized something else. Ronaldo hadn't just changed his life. He'd shown him how to change the lives of others. And as Matteo looked out at the sea of smiling faces surrounding him, he knew this was only the beginning.